So yeah, this is Visionary Voltage shooting the bull. So what are we talking about, Meta?
Well, you see, there's a lot of topics we can talk about here that we're all aware of, you know?
Such as, I don't keep up with gaming news anymore.
I keep up with the indie gaming news, but, you know, they're starting to lose their drive, so I have to turn my attention elsewhere right now. But let's talk about the Nintendo NX, because that's something that we all know about, clearly.
Well, Nintendo NX. So at this point, all we'd really be saying is what we want and what we're hoping for. In my opinion, all I'm really hoping for is just kind of a throwback to Nintendo's roots, you know, good old-fashioned console.
Who knows? That may not happen. This is Nintendo we're talking about here.
Yeah, I hope they're not going to bust a Sega. It would be kind of ironic.
How would they bust a Sega?
They bust a Sega.
They have a console and then they make another console. Like, not even at the end of that console's lifetime.
Well, let's see. Sega, cares too much about the Japanese audience. Nintendo cares about all of us. So there's a big difference there.
That's true. Maybe that's why Nintendo ain't broke yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the Wii, they try to care for the world, and look how that did.
Yeah.
The Wii's issues are mostly, it's different now. It's not, it's not the same issues that Sega had.
You mean the Wii or the Wii U?
Wii U.
Oh, okay.
Wii was a success, sorta.
I think the Wii U was successful enough, but doesn't seem to be enough for Nintendo.
Well, compared to, say, the PlayStation, anyway, it's not as much of a success.
Yeah.
PlayStation 4.
Yeah. Yeah, PS4 is, like, dominating right now, as of this recording, but... I really don't follow a lot in Sony right now. I have seen the Ratchet & Clank game coming out. It looks... okay.
I may do that game.
I really don't follow Sony anything because I don't care for Sony. I follow Xbox news because I'm an Xbot. I'm not afraid to say that. And
I just do everything. The screw here in console fanboy wars.
Yeah, whatever. But like, if there's one thing about Sony I do hope gets over to Microsoft, it's No Man's Sky.
Maybe it'll happen. Maybe not.
I hope so. I think the reason it's not going to happen is that the people who make No Man's Sky know how to work with the PlayStation. They don't know how to work with the Xbox. And the Xbox kind of has like they demand equality. Meaning if you're making a game for PlayStation and Xbox, they want the Xbox port to be released, at least at the same time as the PlayStation port.
As long as there's no more timed exclusives. I get really tired of those.
But I do like the idea of No Man's Sky.
I miss the age of exclusive games, Make them feel really special.
I guess that's true, but I hate exclusivity. Because then it's always something someone's got to hold over this. Like, Xbox has this, PlayStation has this. And I've always hated it because people have always said the PlayStation is superior when it comes to exclusives. And really, in my opinion, the only exclusives that they've ever really mentioned that show it as superior are JRPGs.
If you're not much of a JRPG, then that may not mean much to you. I mean, I do like my JRPGs, kinda, sorta, maybe. Not all the time, but,
Yeah, but, like, Sony fanboys always hold, like, Final Fantasy VII, 10, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. I don't like JRPGs, so that doesn't really matter to me. But all Xbox has when it comes to JRPGs, if I remember correctly, is Tales of Vesperia, which technically did get a PlayStation. But though Tales of Vesperia did get a PlayStation release, it was never released in America. But
but I think it was Japan only. I don't know.
The PlayStation port, anyway. I know there's a game called Blue Dragon. I don't know what that was, but I think it was Xbox exclusive. It was like an anime-based game.
Who knows?
But I think it was an RPG. I'm not sure. Maybe I could Google it. I mean, we're doing a podcast, so I can actually use the internet. I'm not watching a video game.
Yeah, it's I'm still sticking by Wii U right now. You know.
I mean, I'm fine.
Wii U's the Wii U's Wii U's okay. It's not a terrible console. In my opinion, the last good Nintendo console was the GameCube, but the Wii had some strong points. But the Wii is not bad. It's not bad. It's just things Nintendo's kind of done with it. It's really ticking me off.
It's when they started becoming experimental. And we can all agree if there's something that the Wii has a lot in abundance of, it's the shovelware.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I didn't like the Wii. And and I didn't like motion controls.
I could stand the Wii motion controls for some games. Wario Land Shake It, for example, I could stand that. That was some good stuff. You know?
Well, okay. The thing is, when it came to the Wii U, has the things I do like. I mean, it has a decent lineup. I do like playing. Let's see, Smash Brothers. Playing, say. Hang on, actually gotta think here. But Smash Bros. 4, Pikmin 3, Mario Kart 8, and stuff. Those are all fine. The main thing that I'm probably not excited about is the fact that the Wii didn't really doing anything truly interesting or groundbreaking. Nintendo didn't really do anything that really interesting with the Wii U gamepad. Most of the time, they just use it for, hey, look, you can use this as a map. Hey, look, you can use this as a touchscreen for your menu or inventory. It was pretty much just a DS, but as a console.
That's what I've seen some people actually talk about. Is you use the gamepad to port DS games on, and yeah, that's not a bad idea. But then that's just being too logical.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish they did do that, because I would have loved having it be similar to like the Game Boy Advance adapter for the GameCube and the Super Game Boy and the Super Nintendo. You know, and I always like that, being able to like play portable games on the big screen.
Yeah, which is it's fantastic. But while this is on my mind with the whole Wii U thing, the Wii U seems to be only in favor of the gamepad. It seems to be only in favor of the amiibos, which is
that and being able to.
At first, okay, continue, Sketch.
Well, that and also being like semi-portable, like being able to play your video game on the gamepad instead of on the TV.
Which is decent at best.
I think it's a really good like feature, like so that way of say like you don't have your own TV, or say you need to move somewhere, you can just bring the game with you. I mean, I've always liked that because I used to live where I'd only have like one TV for video games. So if someone wanted the TV, I could just use the gamepad while they use the TV. So
that's not terrible.
But yeah.
I do wish that Nintendo was pushing out
when it came to say.
What's that?
I do.
I'm sorry. What?
I do wish that Nintendo was pushing out some more games of some more Nintendo IPs on the Wii U. I mean, at the moment, we got the newest Pokemon fighting game, Pokken Tournament, which in reality is it's pretty limited in terms of Pokemon. I mean, like really, really limited.
Well, it's not Pokemon Stadium.
Well, that's what most people said, that what Pokken Tournament should have been, what Pokemon Stadium should be, which is not too inaccurate. But the Pokken Tournament is okay. We're still waiting for the Star Fox game and that Zelda Wii U, which I'm pretty sure we're never gonna get, but I could be wrong.
If it comes out, it may end up being like Twilight Princess, where they delayed it, and due to it coming out at such a late time, it may end up just being cross-gen release on the Wii U and on the NX. Or they may cancel the Wii U version and just make it an NX game.
I mean, that would make sense.
So, the Wii U, the thing that's really gotten to me is, as mentioned before with the amiibos, At first, I thought they were a really cool idea, but then the whole situation of Nintendo just for some strange reason never having enough available in stock. As soon as something goes in stock, it's immediately sold out, which makes it really ticks me off because I'm thinking Nintendo, you don't know how to manage this. You can't fix this issue. It's been going on for quite a while now. You have tons of scalpers who will take this amiibo. It can be a rare or new amiibo, buy all of them, then sell them online for a high price because you can't get it anywhere else. You go on eBay or Amazon or something, and they're charging like, say, I don't know, $60+ for one. That ever since I saw that, it really got me annoyed, and I just gave up on the whole thing. It just was not worth it.
Well, wasn't it also because of like those people buying amiibo in bulk, like just to make sure no one else got them? You know?
Yeah, as I mentioned before, they would buy all of them so there would be none in stock.
Yeah, and it was always like, you know, it's not fair. You know, it's like just buy 2. One for, you know, use, and then one for collecting. I mean, it's not that hard. Why do you gotta buy like 50?
They do that mostly just because that's just how scalpers like to work. They buy all the extra ones because the amiibos really cost around maybe $13. They'll take them all and then sell them online for an even higher price. They get the collectible figure and they get extra money. It really ticks me off, and the fact that Nintendo hasn't done anything to fix this, it just ruined it just ruined the amiibos for me. I just had no further interest in them. Just wasn't worth it.
And you know what? It's a lot like people buying up those pre-order console specials.
Yeah.
Like I remember that Zelda Wii U that came out that had like that type of, I forget what that script was, but it was like on the Wii U gamepad and stuff, and it said you could translate it, and it came with a Ganondorf statue based on Wind Waker, you know, and Sim really wanted it, but I had said that like you know, you're pretty much going to be better off, you know, buying the statue on eBay.
Yeah, those limited editions. I don't really get limited edition things because it's just too much of a hassle at times. Unless the only time I can really think of get limited editions if it's sort of like if I know about the limited editions way ahead of time. During that time, then I start to always pay attention and try to be one of the first ones to get it. That way I don't have to worry about it later. But I don't really deal with limited editions very much. So when it comes to the games for the Wii U, I just got a bit upset that none of the games are really that surprising or didn't really do anything that was really new. For example, Nintendo fanboys will come and kill me for saying that, but
who cares? See, to be honest, what really annoyed me is it seemed like Nintendo was trying to forcibly be innovative, you know. And as much as I love Satoru Iwata, you know, God rest his soul, all that good stuff, I do think that Nintendo's probably going to be better with a different direction. I don't think Iwata needed to die for that, but I do think that Nintendo will probably be in a better position if they start focusing on like being a standard console, like actually competing with Xbox and PlayStation. You know. Well,
but then that goes into reviewing Nintendo's past. When Nintendo was competing, it was obvious that they were out to be number one.
Yeah, I think Nintendo really kind of stopped competing around the time the 64 came out.
No, you can't really say that because even by the N64's time, they were still kind of at odds with Sony. And in Japan, the N64 and PS1 lost to Sega Saturn completely.
When it came to, say, competing, the only times Nintendo really, I guess you can say, tried to compete was when they were still focusing on a hardcore crowd. The last time that ever happened was with the GameCube, and that was years ago. When they did the Wii and they decided to go in their own direction, had its own motion control and other type of gimmicks, that's when you could say they kind of did their own thing.
But
I mean, you can't really...
I still don't like how Nintendo was always behind. Like, after the Super Nintendo, the console video game consoles were going CD, and Nintendo stuck to cartridges. And then when they actually moved to CD, they used those tiny discs. Whereas the PlayStation...
That's another thing that really annoys me about Nintendo. They can be very stubborn with the, as you mentioned before, with the disc. They didn't want to use the disc because of how easy it was to pirate, which was kind of weird. With the N64.
Actually, speaking of those discs, those discs actually can hold more data than two Dreamcast CDs. So, just keep that in mind.
That may be true, but here's the thing. What the PlayStation 2 did that the Xbox and the GameCube didn't was be a DVD player. The Xbox, you had to buy an add-on, and the GameCube, well, that was out the window completely.
That's true enough.
I mean, even if the discs would hold a lot of data, if Nintendo had just gone the standard way and let the GameCube hold normal-sized discs and probably play like DVDs, Nintendo probably would have been a decent competitor. In my opinion, the Xbox would have been superior had the DVD functionality come with the Xbox. Like, if it didn't need that extension, already the Xbox had the biggest advantage by having a hard drive. So, it still kind of annoys me that Nintendo's taking forever to catch up. I mean, does the Wii U play DVDs?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
And how the fact that, sort of like with the Wii, heck, the Wii should have been able to play DVDs because the 360 and the PS3 were, the Wii still wasn't HD, nor did it have any of the functions that the others did. I mean, they had those channels, of course.
The NX better be able to play Blu-ray.
Yeah, because at the time, only PS3, to my knowledge, could play Blu-ray. I don't know about Xbox 360 because I've never tried it.
The 360
I don't think
can't,
so.
But the Xbox One can.
Okay.
The Xbox One uses the
try to
same...
confirm that.
Yeah, the Xbox One uses the same disc reading technology, I believe, the PS4 uses. So they're pretty equal there. And in my opinion, the NX better use the same thing because they need to go to Blu-ray. Everything should be Blu-ray right now. Blu-ray is just immensely superior.
I'm one of those guys who say DVD should be where it's at.
Well, the reason I don't agree with that is because Blu-ray has improved a lot. Blu-ray are practically like DVD discs, but they can hold 10 times the amount of data a DVD can. There's a reason LA Noire is 1 disc on the PS3 and 3 discs on the Xbox.
Wait a minute, I thought it was 2.
No, it's 3.
I was cheated.
Yeah, you probably were, because it's 3 whole discs for the Xbox, and then 1 disc for the PS3.
That could explain some of my graphical F-ups. Anyway, moving on.
So yeah, but the NX needs to basically the NX just needs to catch up. They need to use Blu-ray technology. They need to have decent-sized hard drive and all that stuff.
That hard drive. While the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 had a huge hard drive, well, at least around, now they're holding up to a terabyte. Wii U, if I remember correctly, was still only around just 32 gigabytes.
Yeah, it just, they need to have at least 500 gigabytes, 250 at minimum. I mean, bare minimum. And they need to have room for external.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, seriously, the Nintendo needs to stop being a niche, in my opinion. Because
I agree.
Nintendo can still hold, they can still hold their grasp on the market, in my opinion. Nintendo still has that bit of marketability with their exclusives that I think can still keep the NX relevant, but they need to catch up. They need to have 1080p, 60 frames per second, quality video games. They need to have Blu-ray reading technology. They need to have hard drives. They need to be able to play Blu-ray and DVD discs. I want to be able to play a movie on the console because that's convenient. Even if you don't think it's necessary, it's convenient because, say the NX becomes your main console. You won't have to switch back to another console to use your DVD or Blu-ray player. So, yeah, it'll probably make the console more expensive, but in my opinion, it's worth it. Because if they really want to sell the console without the DVD functionality and stuff, then they just need to start making bare bones versions of their consoles.
Mm.
So.
Okay, well, yeah, that's true enough. But I'm gonna go back to what you said about Nintendo competing with
Sony, Microsoft.
Yeah, Sony and Sega. Well, you mentioned that those people went on to, do the CD things. I personally prefer the cartridge way, because you gotta remember, even at those times, by today's standards, when we say PS1 and Sega Saturn load times, it's in reality it's like, what, 45 seconds, and we're so goddamn impatient. I mean, I'm not saying all Sega Saturn and PS1 games are like that. I mean, God forbid, I can't play any PS1 game that's a Silent Hill and wait that short. But back then, 30 to 45 seconds was like an eternity. But by today's standards, I wouldn't mind if Nintendo returned back to cartridge, because cartridge had faster loading and you could just get up and play the game. You didn't have to wait and do all that.
Well, it's a bit of a trade-off. You can have faster loading time, or you can have more content.
Well, to be honest, flash drives are getting so good nowadays. I honestly do think flash drives should be the future of retail copies.
Yeah, I want to go back to cartridge.
Well, flash
with
drive
disc, in
is
my
cartridge.
I mean, you know what I mean. I'm never gonna call it that.
Look, cartridges just use solid state flash memory. So, flash drives are the cartridges of today.
Okay, fine, I'll go along with it. But I prefer that over chips.
Chips? Like the DS?
Yeah, I hate those.
I don't mind them. I think they're convenient. I mean,
They're fine.
I like that they're small and they can hold a lot of content and quality on them. I don't like the 3DS because of that stupid notch off the corner.
They do that so it won't be able to play on the DS, I assume.
Well, I don't see why that would matter. If someone tries to stick it in their DS, the DS shouldn't be able to read it.
It's probably using similar reading data, I don't know.
I mean, even if it did, I just figure that the game probably wouldn't be able to run. Or they just need to program something that says, hey, this is a 3DS game. You need to be playing this on the Nintendo 3DS trademark, and not on your current Nintendo DS trademark system.
Can't forget them trademarks, man.
Well, honestly, I just say that because, that's how it would look.
Yeah, but going back into deeper detail, when Nintendo was competing against Sony and Sega, it's kind of obvious that Nintendo created Sega pretty much in terms of game console. It's their fault. So, sins of
you
the
mean
father.
Sony?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, Nintendo did not create Sega. Sega, they were doing their own thing. They provoked Nintendo.
Yeah. That's why we got the SNES.
Whoever says they didn't provoke them, well, you're stupid.
Genesis does.
What Nintendo?
We could talk about the Sega Genesis later, but when Nintendo was competing against Sony and Sega, they were the middleman. They at first, Sony was taking over because 94 PS1 came out, 94, 95 PS1 came out, going by international release, not just 1 year release. And then the Sega Saturn came out too in 94, 95. And Nintendo, who still on the SNES, they were completely out of date, but they were still going for it. And then 96 came out, and then oh boy, they completely
3DO.
They demolished the competition.
What, the N64?
Yeah, you can't, because PS1 in reality is 32-bit, but those later PS1 games sure do look 64-bit. Sega Saturn games, the later titles, again, do look 64-bit. I mean, go back and look at House of the Dead 1 and convince me that's 32-bit.
It's 33-bit.
Shut up!
Next level.
And it's really awkward because people say that the Sega Saturn is terrible for 3D graphics, but if you look at all the games made by AM7 that came out between 97, 98, 99, those 98, 97, 98, those games look really good.
Yeah, but they said that it was also supposed to be like a 2D powerhouse, even though the PlayStation still had superior 2D graphics.
But the PS2, it technically kind of does, but there
PS1.
was something, PS1, but it was memory issues, which is why that's why people compare 2D games to Marvel, X-Men versus Street Fighter, because in the PS1 version you can only use one fighter, in the Saturn version you could use two, and that's because the Sega Saturn had a lot of things, like today we call it DLC. Back then, it was add-ons. Most people don't tend to realize that some Sega Saturn games, you would actually need a chip and/or a backup cartridge to play some animations on some games.
Isn't that like the Nintendo 64 with what was it, Diddy Kong Racing or Donkey Kong 64?
Yeah,
the expansion pack.
Yeah, that's exactly like that.
Well, the thing is that Donkey Kong 64, the expansion pack did not add extra content, but yeah, it was kind of like that. You needed it in order to play the game. So, because if you didn't, it would not run.
Well, when it comes to DLC, I'll always look back
there was
at the
no
Genesis.
DLC in the game.
Well, no, but the Genesis had DLC thanks to the Sega channel.
But people argue that hey, DLC is just racing. Get out.
I mean, it's
no,
not.
DLC's been around forever. It's just that at the time it was nowhere near as big as it was today. Nowadays, you can release an incomplete game and then say, "We'll add everything in as DLC later." Now, give us your $60.
I always thought it was interesting that, like, with the Genesis, you could actually download games digitally. Like the Megaman, the Wily Wars was not available in America as a retail, physical copy, but you could download it through the Sega channel.
Yeah, that thing was so ahead of the time. Actually, Sega was ahead of their time too. A little fun fact about the Sega Saturn: that was actually the very first online game system.
The Saturn?
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought the Genesis was.
No, in terms of DLC, it was. In terms of online gameplay, Sega Saturn.
The Genesis didn't have online gameplay? I thought there were games that utilized the Sega channel for that.
No, that was only for early downloads and cheats.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Well, a little fun fact about the Sega channel. I can't remember if it was $15 or $50, but DLC today, or if you gonna go buy a game off the market, it was like 30 to $50 now. Back in the day, $15, and you could get 20 games off that $15. Weird, ain't it?
You can get that nowadays.
Yeah, but that's a collection. I don't want to buy a collection that's made by one company. Go in there, can buy me some Victor Man, some Comic Zone, some Ooze, some Sonic 2. They're not all by the same team. That's the joke.
Wait, you just said Comic Zone, Ooze, and Sonic 2?
Two of them were made by the same team.
Weren't they all made by Sega Technical Institute?
Nope, not Victor Man, not at all.
Wait, well, yeah, I didn't hear you say Vector Man. I heard Comic Zone, Ooze, and Sonic 2.
Yeah, no, I said Victor Man first.
He didn't say Earthworm Jim, so that collection must suck.
Jeez.
Actually, I'm coming back to it. There were some games exclusive to the Sega channel. For instance, Golden Axe 3.
Oh.
Not Earthworm Jim.
Wait, was Earthworm Jim exclusive?
No.
Dang it.
Okay, if I check this out right now, and you're live,
it's not exclusive to the Sega Genesis. There's a Super Nintendo version, a Windows version, a Sega CD version.
all inferior to the Genesis version.
What are you talking about? The Sega CD version is the best version.
Oh. Well, it's the Sega CD, so yeah.
I guess
I'm down with that.
Genesis.
Sega City. That's good enough.
Back when Sega was good.
Because, you know, when some people say they like the SNES version because it has slightly better, like there's a slightly better graphical details or graphic effects or something like that. But in my opinion, the fact that the game's missing a stage, that's crazy. So, and then, you know, then you have the Sega CD version and Windows versions, which have better music. It's not all chip tunes and things like that. There's I think extra bits of animation on Earthworm Jim, and whatever other features that are in the game. It's just better. And I think there's also like an extra stage or something. I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's get back off the topic of Sega, because that's a topic we can talk about for an eternity, and get back on Nintendo.
Oh yeah, the Wii U and its games.
Yeah.
That thing. As I mentioned before, I did mention before I was a bit annoyed with the game. I didn't go much into telling what I meant by that. Okay. When it came to games, you had games like Smash Bros. 4, which I guess was fine until I got a bit bored of it. I will admit, but it's an okay game. And then you had games like say for example, Splatoon. Splatoon's not a bad game at all. It's actually a pretty interesting game. It just kind of, I don't know, the lack of certain features and stuff. Like, I don't know. There's no voice chat or anything like that, which is something I love when it comes to playing a shooter.
About Nintendo.
Yeah,
what's
but
up with that?
Someone just posted this. This is funny.
Ironically, Splatoon is in reality, Splatoon is a weak version of Jet Set Radio.
Yeah, there's no skating. It sucks automatically.
What the heck?
No. Well, the skating made you going around actually feel fast. In Splatoon, you're painting up your enemy's turf like in Jet Set Radio.
I was gonna say Epic Mickey and or Mario Sunshine, just without the water.
Mario Sunshine I can get down with.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Me too. Yeah. But yeah, in terms of turf and game and the gameplay, it's Jet Set Radio. Get out of here.
Hey, there's no skating. There's no concept of love.
Yeah. No concept of love.
Replace skating. I hate you. Replace skating. Replace skating with squid. There you go.
But then that wouldn't make any sense, because if you replace the skating, there's still all the other Jet Set Radio elements, like
when you get the chance, go play Jet Set Radio, then go back and play Splatoon. You'll see it.
I did once.
I did.
There was no concept of love. Listen, mate. Okay, when it came to I was just upset how there were, certain features that I wish was in the game but weren't.
Like what? Like what? A funky dealer?
A what?
Funky dealer?
A stereotypical
Mainly
DJ?
most of the gameplay. No. We don't need. No, I'm not talking. We don't need. I'm not saying the game needs Jet Set Radio elements. Okay. I'm just saying it's not Jet Set Radio.
But you said it didn't have the concept of love.
Glory.
Hey, he said it was like Jet Set Radio, and I said it didn't have the concept of love.
And if it had the concept of love?
Okay.
If it did, it'd be like it.
King, we get it. There's no sweet soul brother, all right?
Dang, I missed that sweet soul brother.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, now you catch the reference I'm making.
I love that song, but
that's enough. Now then.
When it comes to their other titles, such as, I'm still waiting on Star Fox, which is, as of this time, it should be here within a month. Who knows?
Maybe
we have no idea where Zelda is. Huh?
It said maybe 2, maybe 3 months.
Yeah, a month, maybe 2. Who knows? Unless they delay it again. But I'm not sure. Hey, it may be here. Zelda's coming, maybe. Who knows? When it came to games like Mario Kart 8 is a fun game. It just doesn't do anything that's really interesting that can really change up the gameplay. That's how I felt about Mario Kart Wii as well. A lot of people would mention the gravity mechanic, but the gravity mechanic doesn't actually change the gameplay up. Let's say when you're riding on the wall or something like that, you still play the game the same way. The only difference is that now you're on a wall riding. That's it. And it's funny thing is, if you want a gravity game where the gravity actually can change things, play Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, which is funny to say. So, other games such as 3D World, in my opinion, was actually a bit underwhelming because it wasn't as interesting as say 64 Sunshine or the Galaxy games. What are you guys' opinion on the Wii U's games?
Smash 4. I love Smash
Wonderful
4.
101. Wonderful 101 was how can I say this? Below average. I mean, like, nothing too special. Smash okay. My honest opinion, Smash 4 is the dullest of them all so far. At least in my opinion.
Smash 4 got so much in it that I think it's great. Also, slightly a big troll, because like with Bayonetta and whatnot, you know.
I'm excluding DLC.
I'm not. The DLC is kind of what boosted it, because Megaman was cool, Pac-Man was cool, and then we got Bayonetta.
DLC.
And then we finally got
DLC. What the hell are you talking about?
We finally got Gino.
No, that's not Gino.
Yeah. You finally got Gino. Everyone wanted
Ridley?
Gino. You got Gino.
I ain't Gino.
It ain't Ridley.
Yeah, I know. There's no Ridley. I'm still disappointed by
Oh,
that.
I don't care.
0 out of 10, no Ridley.
Yeah.
0 out of 10. That ain't Gino.
Actually,
And then of course everyone they finally got Tails and Knuckles.
Yeah.
They ain't Knuckles. Ain't Tails.
I actually do like that. That Call of Duty actually began giving more love to Nintendo, which is when the Wii U came out, because Activision was pooping on the Nintendo Wii quite hard, and they do whatever they can.
Do that now.
No, not really. That's just the Wii U came out. They're trying to do their best to go hey, come on, we could be friends again, you know.
Well, I think the reason that was because the Call of Duty ports on the Wii sucked, and it was mainly because of the Wiimote, and it sucked. But thanks to the Wii U, you could use a standard controller, so I guess it's okay.
But yeah, by the time they released GoldenEye for the Wii, they were like, okay, let's get back up.
GoldenEye for the Wii?
It's not like the N64 version, so don't get excited.
Dang it.
Nothing like it. It has that new actor James Bond that I don't care about.
Oh, Daniel Craig. I thought it had costumes
Brothers.
with the other James Bonds.
I prefer Pierce Bronson.
You're just like my mom. I prefer Timothy Dalton.
Ah, get out.
Don't give me that. Timothy Dalton was great.
Okay, we'll talk about the James Bond movies another time.
Who cares when we talk about this? There's no theme to this podcast. We're just shooting the bull.
We're okay. Vijay Voltage podcast. We talk about stuff with more stuff.
Yeah, we talk about stuff. That's it.
Anyway, speaking of James Bond, King, how do you feel about James Bond?
Not much of a James Bond fan.
Half you.
It's a shame.
I like Moonraker.
Goldfinger's my favorite, and then was that one by Timothy Dalton? License to Kill. I liked License to Kill.
I would say I like Man with the Golden Gun, but James Bond has the lowest kill count of that movie.
Man with the Golden Gun. I like Man with the Golden Gun because it might as well be Man with the Third Nipple.
James Bond only kills one person in that movie, which is underwhelming.
So what? It had Christopher Lee in it.
I don't know. Whatever. I do love the GoldenEye movie though, not because the game, but because the movie actually has the most interesting Bond villain.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear Sketch raging in his head. This retard. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Not really. I'm just. There's so many interesting James Bond villains, but
Well, 006 stands out because he knows Bond on a personal level.
So, anyway, we'll have to jump back to video games because we got to get King involved.
Yeah, okay. Back to Wii U. So far, most of the games on the Wii U don't really seem to be interesting, you know. I mean, I did mention the Pokken tournament, but it's an underwhelming Pokemon fighter. I mean, you could play less than 20 Pokemon with 2 Pikachus. So you tell me.
I just saw it as the same way that I saw Hyrule Warriors, a glorified Tekken mod with Pokemon characters.
you know what? the most Wii U games can be called the same thing as most Sega Saturn games.
And that would be
glorified mods.
Tech demos.
Wow, tech demos.
Tech demos. Okay.
I wouldn't use that to describe most of the Wii U's games. The Wii U's games, in my opinion, feel well. You know, most of the Wii U games feel finished. It's just that none of them were really that interesting as, say, any of the previous Wii games. With the exception probably being
Mario 3D World.
I don't care for 3D World.
I heard that one was really good.
It's not a bad game. Trust me, it's not a bad game. It's just not as interesting as the previous games.
Bayonetta 2?
I don't know.
Bayonetta
3D World
fine.
was pretty good in my opinion.
It's just 3D Land for 4 players. And due to lacking friends, I was only able to play it 1 player, so it was just like,
man, poor King. Well, I mean, I've got my brother. Well, I mean, what about New Super Mario Brothers U?
New Super Mario Bros. U, I hated that as well. It didn't do anything interesting.
Wait, you hated
it? I actually didn't like the game.
Wow.
It didn't do anything interesting. It was just like, oh, it's just New Super Mario Brothers Wii, but you instead.
Oh, this game wasted my time, guys.
Isn't that what games are for?
They waste time, but at least have it be something that's worthwhile. New Super Mario Brothers U was just very bland. It's kind of like New Super Mario Brothers 2, but New Super Mario Brothers 2 was just New Super Mario Brothers 1 for the DS, but with coins flying out of the sky.
I was gonna say coins.
Just coins. Look at all the coins, making poor people feel bad.
It's the perfect game for kleptomaniacs.
It's Miyamoto showing you how much money he has than you.
Ha!
You wish you had this much cash, don't you?
How do people go broke in the Mario universe?
I don't know.
You know what? It's I forgot that that WarioWare game was actually on the Wii U. I completely forgot about that.
Wasn't it?
It was a WarioWare game for the Wii U.
Yeah. What was it? WarioWare? I thought it was just like Super Wario.
No, it's WarioWare or Wario game. Wouldn't it
Shake It?
No, Shake It was
WarioWare's micro game something.
No,
I'm thinking of the 2D game.
Yeah, Sketch, you think of the 2D game. But, you know, the WarioWare game is always, has been, well, all the good ones have always been on the console. Like WarioWare Smooth
Yeah, I liked
Moves.
Wario Land.
Wario Land is wonderful.
Wait, you mean on the
Wario Land
GameCube?
4. I'm talking about the console games, though, King. Like, you know, all the WarioWare games. The Wii U.
What about Wario World?
Wario World is another great game, but the game's biggest issue is, yeah, it's great.
I thought Wario World, like the GameCube game, was kind of bland.
It's to me, it's a bit of mix of both. It's decent, but it's also a bit bland in certain cases. It's nothing to write home about.
It's most of the stages do come off as bland, but it's actually the fight mechanic that's bland. It's the scenery of the game that's good.
But Pile Driver.
And that's
Pile Driver.
Pile Driver is that's OP in that game.
Yeah, no, Pile Driver.
How come you can't do that in Smash? They should have put that ability in there.
That's a good point. There should be more Pile Drivers in Smash. Maybe they just took a hint from the WWE and banned it.
Well, here's the thing though. Wario has exposed that he could probably knock the hell out of Mario, considering all the games he's been in.
Well, all Wario has to do is enlarge his fist like he always does.
Well, yeah, he could do that. Wario's just he's like strong. He's like the Hulk of Nintendo.
He must be popular at the brothel.
But I will say Wario does have his standards. Ever seen the ending of Wario Land, Shake It?
No.
Nope.
Okay. I might cover that game in the future, but I will.
It was
Anyway,
a game I wanted to play, but
bas-
could never get my hands on.
Well,
I didn't care for it.
I can see why. But the story was pretty generic. This princess's kingdom gets taken over, and this one little dude, he goes and finds Wario. Wario doesn't care about what the dude's telling him until he says that there's this bag, and no matter how much you shake it, there's an endless coin supply in it. Wario's like, okay, well, take me to this place.
I'd say the same thing.
And you know, it's sad that Wario is more of a legit treasure hunter than Rouge is.
Rouge is an agent. Treasure hunting is her hobby.
And actually, the ending of the game kind of exposes how much he prefers, what he prefers. He saves the princess of the game, and he throws her in a trash can.
Why?
And
Why?
Okay, what do you want? A bag full of endless money, or a whip, or a woman? So, some of our users now are now questioning, well, I could get another guy, but what if it can't support me financially? I need that cash.
Well, that's the thing, though. You can be with that woman, but who knows? Maybe you break up with an endless bag of money. You will forever have money.
This cash ain't going nowhere.
Which means you could have many girls, and if they break up with you, oh well.
Money is power.
F you, I didn't like your chicken anyway. Gonna go to KFC now, later.
KFC sucks.
But I'm not gonna tell you guys the shocking twist of the game. It's not really shocking, but you know, Ruby, anyone who plays a WarioWare game, or a Wario game, Ruby's in it, so that should be a hint.
Who?
Ruby, the big titted redhead.
What? In what game?
She showed up in Wario Land, I want to say 2 or 3, and she's a recurring Wario character.
Now I have to Google her.
She's also a treasure hunter, so you could say that she's the Rouge to Wario's Knuckles.
Okay.
Except there's no awkward sexual tension in between them.
What is her name?
Ruby.
Ruby. How do you spell
Hold
that?
on, give me this. R-U-B-Y.
You're sure?
Yeah. Let me pull this up too, because I'm looking up Wario stuff right now.
Yeah, and nothing's coming up.
It was either Ruby or Syrup. No. Ruby was the boss in Wario Land 3.
What's this person's name? Is it Ashley or something?
Anyway, her name is actually Captain Syrup. Ruby is the boss who appeared in Wario Land 3 and in Dr. Mario 64.
I like how you use her boobs as a way to define her. Way to be sexist, Metatine.
Well, I really can't remember. The best way I can call her is Wario's Rouge, and that's
because she has boobs.
You could have just stated that she was a red hair Wario character who's also a pirate.
Yeah, also a pirate.
Nope, no excuses, mate.
Yeah, there's no excuses.
Anyway,
it's just boobs.
Hey, but that's it. But like all Wario characters, she's named after something sweet or a fruit or candy or something.
Well, it's syrup. It sounds sweet to me. Does she have a boyfriend named Pancake?
No, at least I don't think.
Or maybe a little partner named Waffles.
Well, her pirate crew's name is called the Black Sugar Gang.
Yeah, I can see that. It's like the reverse to bass and treble from Megaman.
Yeah, but hey, she's an okay character.
She's okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, she's nothing special. I mean, what do you think this is? Like, I don't know. What is good female characters?
This is Wario we're talking about. Wario isn't well known for, the characters in his game. He's more well known for the wacky, crazy, what the hell's going on in this game kind of games.
Yeah.
Anyway, King, tell us your experiences with the Wario games.
I don't really have many experiences with the Wario games. The only Wario games I really played is probably Mario Land 4, Wario World. That's really it.
Wait, have you guys ever played WarioWare Inc?
The heck is that?
Sketch, have you played it?
Well, when it comes to my WarioWare experience, it's the WarioWare stage in Smash Bros. Brawl.
I'm gonna have to bring it over to me when I go to Florida this summer.
Yeah, I've never played a single WarioWare game, nor have I played the Mario Land series.
You guys have missed so much.
I know what the WarioWare series is, though. I've played Flash games that have the same concept.
But I play with you guys. But truth be told, in my younger days, when this was actually when we still had a Hollywood Video, I mind you, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh boy,
that was probably the only game I rented more than like 5 times.
Man, you mentioning Hollywood Video, that takes me way back.
I know, right?
Yeah, we had those in Florida. I passed by the old Hollywood Video I used to go to all the time. It's in O'Reilly's now.
Well, my Hollywood Video closed down like around the time the Wii U and the Xbox 360 came out.
That lasted a while. Wait, the Wii U?
Did you say the Wii U and the Xbox 360?
Yeah,
you mean the Wii, PS3, 360?
Yeah, I messed up. But yeah, around that time, that's when the place closed down. Yeah, that's
so around 2006, 7.
Yeah, mainly
yeah,
because on demand became a huge thing. Like, my family stopped going to Hollywood Video and Blockbuster because my dad worked for Comcast. So we got, like, HBO, Cinemax, Stars, Showtime, all for free. And we'd also be able to rent movies.
Not to mention Netflix.
Well, Netflix came a bit later. In my opinion, I think Netflix was more of the final nail in the coffin. I still feel like Comcast, DirecTV, and Dish Networks, all when they started an on-demand service, I think that's what killed Blockbuster and Hollywood Video.
I miss Blockbuster.
Same. But there's no point for it now.
Also,
I mean, yeah,
also
I suppose.
Also, fun fact: Captain Syrup was the very first Mario female villain. I don't know if that's important, but I'm only saying that because it's a Sketch's sexist statement earlier.
Actually, that's a lie. The first female Mario villain was that Koopaling from Mario 3.
Oh yeah, Wendy.
I mean maid villain, not minor villain.
Hey, she is the main villain.
Oh yeah, of course. Because I'm gonna remember someone who wasn't even the final boss.
Hey. She was a villain. That's all that counts.
I just hate
Way
the
before
whole using.
Captain Zero.
I always hate using the first statistic. Like, you can use first for like almost anything in the specific context.
Yes,
YouTube
you
comment
can.
section.
Yeah, those YouTube comment sections. Mario was the first platformer. Actually, the first one was Pac-Land.
Well, Mario was the first platformer on the NES.
Yes, but it's not the first side-scroller platform.
I know. That's what I was saying. You can use the first statistic in any context. You know,
I love that reaction. Yes.
It is funny.
Do you prefer Sonic or Mario? Yes.
Yes.
I'm more of a Sonic type of guy.
Well, I mean, I
Although
like both. Mario World is still good in my opinion. Just like Sonic 3
I will admit,
Knuckles.
I find Mario World to be kind of boring. And now the Nintendo fanboys will come and shoot me.
That gum, man.
Wait.
You are looking to get killed.
Wait, what?
He said Mario World is boring.
Mario World?
Yeah, Super
okay.
Mario World.
Oh, okay.
Mario 3 for life.
Oh, Mario 3 is great, but I like Mario World more.
Have you guys ever read any of the Mario mangas?
I can't stand
mangas?
the art.
No.
Well, the artwork's goofy and ugly. I'm gonna tell you that much.
I could never stand the art. It just didn't sit with me very well.
Dude,
So I was like,
dude, the thing's been around for like a long time.
I don't know. Never liked it.
I read the one based on Thousand Year Door, which has Shadow Queen looking demonic as hell.
Well, I mean, you can't really give her. Well, maybe you could. She looked kind of demonic in Thousand Year Door, the game. Kinda.
Well, okay, well, here's the question: would you guys ever read a manga based on Mario Party?
No.
If it's done right.
Well, how? No, what? You know,
I don't know how you
I'm-
can make a party game manga and make it good.
I'm gonna just ignore what Sketch said completely because I have too many questions to go back.
I was waiting. I'm just like, bring them on. I'll answer them.
They can wait forever.
I'll be here all night.
You can wait all night.
Okay. Anyway.
So what is this? Any Nintendo Sega podcast?
No, we've been talking about anything, so.
Okay, great guys. Now let's talk about some political. Okay, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Donald Trump, oh no, God, here we go. This
No,
commentary.
we're not bringing that up into this meta. None of that. Unless it's somehow related to a meme.
Actually, I'm looking up some Paper Mario trivia for my 1000-year door playthrough, and I actually found I did not know.
Playing 64.
You're doing 64. Told you that.
You said you were doing 64.
I'm doing 1000-year door.
Say what?
Yeah.
Sure, fine. You
I
get
mean, if I do 64, the first time you see Lady Bo will be the last time I use any other partner that's not Lady Bo.
When do you find Lady Bo? I remember when I first played 1000 Year Door, I didn't find Lady Bo until I beat the game.
No. If 1000-year door, my partner's gonna be Miss Mouse. Oh boy, that playthrough's gonna be painful.
But when did she show up?
Lady Bo?
No. Lady Bo, you find her when you go to the haunted place. Miss Mao, or however you pronounce her name. I didn't find her until I beat the game.
you have to complete one of the side quests.
Which side quest?
It's in the place, like, you know where they're counting off everyone who's wanted.
Hmm.
Yeah, you go in there. You're gonna click on one that's basically it's a task center. You go in there. You click on the one that has all mystery marks, and you have to go back to the castle you fought. What was the Red Dragon's name? I forgot it. Hookfang. You go back to that castle you fought Hookfang. You go over there and you use that air, wind, power up, whatever, to unveil a treasure chest that Miss Mouse put. And then she goes.
I didn't notice that because I did the side quest and I didn't notice it. So when I beat the game and I was just walking through Roadport, I saw her just sitting on like a top of a building. Talked to her. She joined my team. And I was thinking, wait, what?
Wait,
she joined?
what? You did the easy way. F you, mate. You could go to hell.
Hey.
Wait, what? This is
No.
the easy way?
Kings. Every time I play a game, I show you something new. Real things you didn't even know, which shouldn't make any sense.
You know what, King? Watching your playthroughs, I am not gonna deny that's the truth.
Hey!
First Sonic CD, like, oh, okay, this is interesting, you know. And it's,
Oh, is it? Oh, that.
and
that
then
right.
Sonic Adventure. Oh, okay, with the Amy part in the trash can. Yeah, okay. Didn't know that. That caught me and Sketch off guard.
Yeah, I was like so excited. I was like, hey, I actually have a reason to play Amy.
She tells you that you can go inside the barrel when you talk to Takal, the floating spirit boss thingy that's standing right next to the barrel.
Look, you have no right to give me that crap, Mr. I beat Sonic Battle with basic Emerald.
Hey, at least I did it.
Yeah, but you skipped over the plot, the story, which clearly tells you. You just skipped past it. I'm thinking, why would you do that? The story is like this.
They kept telling me stupid stuff. Go over here. We'll maybe find something out. Either that or Emerald saying some broken up words from what he heard Sonic or Tails.
I always wanted to see Emerald like get a an actual voiceover, because it would just take like cut up voice clips from Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and all that stuff.
So basically Bumblebee from Transformers, basically.
Yes, he was like Bumblebee from Transformers.
Ew.
That just sound. I was always confused on that. I always like the idea of the robots having their own voice, like Gamma or Omega.
Yeah, but
or Metal Sonic.
Yeah, but the Gazoid are like, the Gazoid isn't Eggman's robots.
I know, but like program them or change the programming or add something. I don't know.
You really can't. The Gizoid is its own thing. Not even Gerald understood it.
Like, I found it. I don't even know anything about it.
Well, I mean, yeah. Eggman did, like, make his own robots that, like, the Phi robots that probably had their own robotic voice.
Alright, so I got me some trivia for 1,000-Year Door.
Sure, okay.
Random.
Lay it on us. If you tell us it was called Paper Mario 2 at one point, I'm going to kill you.
Shut up.
I got some Paper Mario 1,000-Year Door trivia. This game is a sequel to Paper Mario.
Oh, we all know that.
The more you know.
Actually, first off, it's impossible to lose the first match. It's completely impossible. Second off, in the beginning of Lord Crumb's theme, there's actually a Pac-Man sound effect in his theme. So it's foreshadowing to when Mario meets Pac-Man.
Mario met Pac-Man in that Mario Kart Arcade GP game, which I actually thought was a decent kind of. That's it. In terms of trivia.
I have trivia.
Okay.
Paper Mario 1,000-Year Door was going to be Paper Mario 2 at one point.
Man. Paper Mario 1,000-Year Door was going to continue the paper aesthetic. Oh! Never knew that.
Paper Mario 1,000-Year Door was on the GameCube.
It was. It was originally going to be a GameCube title. And now it is.
Kind of like how Golden Sun was going to be an N64 title, but got ported to the Game Boy Advance.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that also what happened to Metroid Prime?
I don't want to say yes or no.
I'm gonna look that up. Because I thought Metroid Prime was going to be on the 64.
First built by Retro Studios, and their first ever things with Nintendo was for the GameCube, never the N64.
There's always teams prior, King. We know this.
No.
They don't exist, Meta. F you.
They don't. King's information is best information. I'm always accurate. Ain't that right, Sketch? Man, so I'm helping you. So, speaking of Paper Mario, Meta, how'd you felt about Color Splash?
Anyway, I prefer Mario Kart 64 over Double Dash.
Okay.
I don't know a thing about Color Splash.
Wait, you prefer 64 over Double Dash?
Yep.
God.
I do not love I don't love the partner gimmick.
I love the partner gimmick.
I like Double Dash because of Baby Park.
I hate Baby Park. That's all people ever want to play on.
Because it's so easy. It's just straight
so
up item
easy.
war.
It's so hard to.
It's just straight up item war, and that's what makes it so much fun.
Dude, have you guys ever played it with when you guys linked two GameCubes together?
No, I've only done 4 players.
you
Never
missed
had
out.
enough people for that.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
like, I don't have a GameCube. I was playing it at one of my local game stores. And had a few people play with us, and it was so much fun. We just spammed Baby Park, because, like, we just loved, like, using items.
Do they still do that where when you go to a GameStop or something, they have demos or something?
GameStops, yes, but the demos are only, like, recent games.
They don't do demo disc anymore, do they?
They don't do
No.
what?
Demo
Do
discs.
they still give out demo disc?
There's no.
Or do they just have downloads now?
No, there's no point. Demos are all over the arcade, or
I
the
suppose.
the online marketplaces.
No point for demos anymore, really.
The good old times where if you subscribe to say Xbox Magazine, you get a demo disc, or a PlayStation or GameCube. Here's a demo disc. Well, there was no DLC or online stores to download games from at the time, so yeah. They did it back during the PlayStation 1 up to say maybe Xbox.
What's that?
PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Xbox, they had the demo disc. I think they stopped doing that with the 360.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I always wanted demo discs. I never got any.
I remember getting them, and it kind of ticked me off because it was like, I would really like this game, but it's a demo.
Well, yeah, I've always had that issue with demos. I'd love a demo so much, I'd be stuck with just the demo.
Yeah.
Like, I always wanted Burnout Paradise because the demo was so much fun.
Yeah.
So,
When it came to demos, I think one of my earlier times with demos was when I forget which one it was. I think it was like Zelda Collector's Edition, and it had a demo of Wind Waker in it.
yeah.
It was a 20-minute demo. You can play it, but after the 20-minute mark, it disappears.
Wasn't that the collection, the GameCube game with like
Yeah,
Ocarina of
that's
Time,
the one I
Majora's
own.
Mask, and something else?
Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Zelda 1, Zelda 2.
No Link to the Past?
Nope.
What?
That was on the Game Boy Advance.
Man,
Which you thought I had Link to the Past?
it should have.
That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, would have. It sounds like a good idea.
You could have Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. All the first 5 console Zelda games.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the Metal Gear Legacy collection.
I guess Nintendo didn't do it because they already, well, like I said before, they kind of already had it on the Game Boy Advance. So I
That's
guess
no
they decided not
excuse.
to do it. Let's put Zelda on everything.
No, not put Zelda on everything. Just put every Zelda on one thing.
Yeah, Nintendo.
I mean, like, the least they could have done is, like, for the Game Boy Advance, instead of Link to the Past, they could have had Link's Awakening. Both versions on one game pack.
Was the Game Boy player for the GameCube, was that able to play Game Boy color games?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I figured it would have.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I did.
that's interesting because that means that by that logic, you're up to say Ocarina of Time or Four Swords and Twilight Princess. If you had a GameCube, you were literally able to play nearly every other Zelda game up to Twilight Princess. Because you had Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Link's Awakening, EX, Oracle of Ages and Seasons, Link to the Past, Four Sword Adventures, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Minish Cap, Twilight Princess, all of that on just the GameCube. That's amazing.
Well, here's the thing. I would not want to play Game Boy Advance Link to the Past.
What's wrong with that?
Well,
Screen
screen crunch, and also Link screams every time he swings his sword.
Yeah! Hey!
When I first played it on the Game Boy Advance, that was never really an issue for me. But that's just me. I thought it was kind of cool how they added voices, quote on quote.
I'm not
voices.
a fan of it.
I remember when I first learned how to use the spin attack in the game. I was nearly finished with the game when I found out about it. Silly me. You learn to use spin attack early in the game when you first get your sword. Your dying uncle or whoever he is tells you to hold the B button. But me being myself, I skipped over that. Never knew.
Of course. And then you
dialogue.
you have the gall to tell me and Meta about Tikal telling us about hiding under a barrel as Amy.
Hey, no. You see, when I skip over dialogue, that means it's done. I can't go back and talk to them if I missed anything. The call is still standing right there after you speak to her.
I didn't know she was standing. I thought she was a little orb of light.
She floats there. Well, I mean... Okay, fine. She floats there.
But either way.
Good time.
But I don't bother with Tikal because, like, I know how to play the game. That little barrel thing is it's just a nuance.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
They should have had Amy's story be stealth missions. You sneak into places and free the bird.
Metal Gear
Really,
Amy.
I thought that was Sonic 06 in every Amy stage.
If that were the
There's
case,
an Amy stage in 06?
Yeah.
If that's the case, I would literally play the game and add like Metal Gear music.
But if you want to play all the Amy stages, you got to get the DLC.
Oh, that's how.
Didn't they remove that?
I don't know.
Well, you can't
I
buy
remember-
Sonic 06 on the marketplace anymore. You have to find a physical copy.
I remember
Yeah,
when...
they removed it because people obviously played the demo because the demo seemed more complete.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. With the demo, when, for some strange reason, the demo version seemed more complete. You would play stages and they would play a bit different or better than in the final version. Because I guess Sega fixed things up. I thought that was very strange. That's what I find funny was in the beta version, they were going to have a day and night cycle. I wish they kept that.
Yeah, I saw that. Thanks to Some Call Me Johnny. They showed off some things about Sonic 06 that look real good, and it's really a shame. It really is a serious moment of what could have been.
Yeah, the game you can say it had a lot of potential. It's just so... Why did Yuji Naka leave? If only he never left. Maybe things would have turned out better.
Well, I think he suffered what a lot of artists suffer. He didn't want to make the same thing for the rest of his life.
I know, but he had to leave on Sonic's birthday game. He could have left maybe a bit earlier or maybe after the game finished. He didn't have to leave in the middle of the project.
He got his final paycheck and he said, "Okay, I'm done."
Yeah. I mean, it was Sonic's birthday game. Maybe after he could have left, or maybe before the project even started, he could have left. That way he won't leave when the project's incomplete.
I forget the name of the company he started.
I know which one you're talking about. I forget it as well.
I mean, I remember,
Probe? I think that's how you pronounce
Probe?
it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think so. Because I remember, KJ Inafune's company being Concept, which seems like a blatant take that at Capcom.
Capcom-cept.
Have you guys been hearing about the recent online news about the grandpa who made his grandkids hamburgers and only one showed up?
We're really gonna talk about topical stuff. Yeah, I saw that mess. I thought it was funny, the whole thing. The thing is, I was really holding out on some truth, because I figured that the grandpa was probably an a-hole, but you just didn't know it because that stinking picture made you feel sad for him.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest, it made me look hungry. It made me feel hungry. everything is like, okay, whatever. And I seen him holding that burger, like, God dang, I want me a burger now.
See,
I'm sorry, what happened?
See, to me, okay, there was a viral event that happened. A woman posted a picture of her grandpa saying that he cooked 12 hamburgers for his 6 grandkids and only one showed up. So she posted a picture of him looking sad, disappointed with a burger in his hand, and it spread all over the internet. Like, it became a meme and everything. You know, people, like, feeling sad for this pawpaw, you know. They called...
He's upset that the other grandkids didn't show?
Well, yeah, but apparently because he didn't do a good job of inviting them. Yeah, like, none of the truth came out till, like, it went so viral that people started finding these grandkids and giving them crap about it.
Actually, in my feed, there was actually an event recently where people from around the country went to Oklahoma so he can cook them burgers.
Yeah, I saw that thing. It would be like $2 a burger. You'd get a shirt that basically said, "I ate a burger with Papaw." I think that whole thing is funny because my Papaw will not do that. Well, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't go out of his way to do that. To be honest, we cook food and invite him over.
Yeah, I'd go over. Hey, I mean, make me a burger anytime. I want one.
I totally would do it. I mean, like, my Papaw's got 6 grandkids here in Florida. You know.
Are you gonna be the one kid who shows up for the burger?
No, because my family loves food. You get a message around that someone's cooking food for us, we'll be there.
Well, it sounds like every American.
We are American.
I mean, except for the stupid ones, you know.
Well, hey, granted, both of my family...
I invited all 6 of my grandchildren to have a burger, and only one showed up. Well, apparently that one actually understands the concept of food.
Well, see...
The concept of food.
Well, see, my whole family would know in a heartbeat. Because, like, you know, we hear that Papaw's cooking burgers, you know, we gonna be there. Because, like, first off, we love our Mama and Papaw. And second off, well, we all live in Florida, so it's not that hard to get the word to us. But most of the time, we cook stuff for, they usually come over when we have, like, a special event, you know. Because we have a lot of birthdays around this time of the year. So, we usually, we see our Papaw a lot.
I'd show up after these grandkids and tell them why they didn't show up.
I don't think I'll ever have issues with this because, like, by the time I'm a Papaw, I will know how to communicate with my grandkids. So, yeah.
Effing king. But when I do, only one shows.
Memes.
Sketch, can that be the image for
What's
the
that?
podcast thumbnail? Can what King just sent be the image for the podcast?
Oh, he sent a picture. Let me see this. I'll put this picture up during this part of the video on the.
Okay, that's good enough. That's good enough.
Okay, that's funny. Jeez.
But when I do, only one shows up. We're probably rustling a whole bunch of people's jimmies because they feel this on a personal scale. And okay. If you're elderly and this happened to you and you're mad, I understand that. This is legitimate anger and sadness in your eyes. But if you're like under 20, you don't have any grandchildren, and you're angry, like, well, this can happen to you too, Meta. Well, god dang, I know what can happen to me, but come on.
If I had grandkids and I made food and none of them shows up, I would have just been mad because I was sitting there making all that food for nothing. That's why I'd be upset.
Okay, if I have grandkids and I want to make them food, I'm going to send them invites through social media and stuff, and if none of them confirm, well then F it. I'm not making food.
How'd he send the invites? Did he do old-fashioned mail send?
Apparently it must have been snail mail, or I guess he tried to call their phones. or like their house phones or something. I have no idea. Apparently, they just didn't know he invited them over. So, in my opinion, Papaw didn't know how to invite properly.
I can't keep looking.
Reminds me of my high school days.
I really can't keep talking or looking at any of the related this. It literally does make me sad. I just, it's just the look on his face, just like, oh my god, it should have freaking showed up.
Yeah, I know. That's what made it go so viral.
I'd be mad at these grandkids too. Like, freaking, he made you some food and you decided not to show up.
Well, they didn't know he made them food until
I know.
the picture went viral.
It's no one's fault. I mean, it's everyone's fault, I guess.
It's Papaw's fault.
He should have did social media or send them something on Twitter or Facebook or something. I don't know.
Guys suggest social media. Doesn't use social media.
That's what I was thinking. King doesn't use Facebook, but yet he says he should use Facebook.
I don't like Facebook or Twitter.
You
I'm
scrub.
a MySpace guy. Hey.
King prefer.
What?
I don't get what's so funny.
Because King prefers, and then he said MySpace.
King prefers MySpace. Man, there's no point in having a MySpace.
Yes, there is. Tom.
Tom's on Facebook.
Dang it! Tom, you betrayed us all.
What the hell's up with you and all these?
I'm surprised you didn't know about this already, King. This became a big meme like a month ago.
No, it was actually like last week.
What the heck? What's up with this meme? What the freak?
This guy just got some interesting pictures to put up in the video.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that up in the video. Like, oh my god, what the freak? I normally see reversals, but jeez. He made 12 pawpaws for 6 grandkids. Jeez. What makes this even worse is like the fact that Pawpaw's face, like, just looks so wrong. It's so, oh my god. Jeez. Like, Papa literally looks dead. Actually, I think this is the hardest Meta's laughed in a while.
Jesus Christ! Oh, Jesus. How is he gonna eat?
I mean, that sure is a lot of pawpaws.
How does that work?
Well, it's like, think of a sock puppet. You ever do like a sock puppet when you make your hand like talk like a sock? Yeah.
I need to go get something to drink.
And Meta's off to get the liquor.
Hey. But King doesn't drink.
King, you scrub. Anyway,
How long before we end this?
I don't know. Whenever I guess we're done talking. I mean, we got a lot of content. We've been about an hour and a half in so far.
Well, it's Sketch. Sketch, like, what's your usual upload date for the podcast? Is it like what you do with the podcast and you upload it or whatnot?
I don't have a usual day. I usually try to get it in as soon as it's possible. So once this is over with, I'll probably like try and edit it and upload it tomorrow.
Which King will watch it and comment on it tomorrow.
Or not
Sketch,
tomorrow.
how come you didn't tell me?
I'll schedule it
Sketch,
for
how come you
Saturday.
didn't- Yes. No, okay, Saturday's fine.
So yeah.
So everything we've come across, we came across Nintendo, James Bond, Wario. Well, that's also part of Nintendo. Grandpa's.
Yeah,
What
a
else?
lot of Nintendo, some Sega, Paw. Jeez.
Yeah. The things we talk about, we are pretty much shooting the bull here. We're just going from topic to topic.
That's exactly what this is going to be called. Guys, Visionary Voltage Podcast, Shooting the Bull #1.
Don't
Number
forget,
one,
everyone, if Snoop Dogg can be in the WWE, you can too.
Sure.
But he's Snoop Dogg. He could do anything.
That's true.
So, yeah, we gonna sign out for tonight?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, works for me. So, this is Sketch Style telling you all to have a wonderful night.
And don't forget Grandpa.
Yeah, don't forget your pawpaws.
Yeah. Love your grandpas. Eat those burgers.
This message brought to you by Visionary Voltage.
Hey.
Yeah, okay.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, night.